Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
All right, we got 3 interesting stories today.
Interesting. I know one of them, and it's not interesting. It's just sad.
Sadly interesting.
One way to put it.
All right, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake delayed indefinitely after video game studio shakeup. Yeah.
I think this game is just not meant to be remade or redone in any way, shape,
Apparently
or form.
not.
Because there's been fans who have tried to do it and been shut down, and it's just not meant to be.
I mean, fans, of course, were excited for the remake of the 2003 classic role-playing game, and now be prepared for a long wait. It's delayed indefinitely after some personnel shakeups within its video game developer, Aspyr Media. According to Bloomberg, the development team on the project has experienced a shakeup as 2 directors on the title, art director Jason Miner and design director Brad Prince, were fired earlier this month. Throughout July, 2 studio heads at Aspyr have told employees that development on the title will be postponed as the company looks to sign new contracts and development opportunities. While the plan was originally to release the game as early as the end of this year, it's now expected the title will realistically be ready in 2025.
So, as someone who doesn't really know much about how video games are made, surprise, surprise, I'm curious how you go from going to be ready in the next few months to it's going to take like 3 more years. I understand you lost key people, but
They lost the game designer.
Well,
And
sure.
the art designer.
Well, sure, but I mean, you bring someone in, they understand, that someone with some experience who's done this before, drawing and designing games, right? Mm-hmm. And they continue on without a 3-year.
Well, there's more reasoning.
Okay. I'm just really curious. I'm not trying to, like I said, I don't know. I'm not saying like, just bring in somebody new and get it done and by the year. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, It seems odd that it's a 3-year delay suddenly.
A 3-year delay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a 3-hour tour, but yes.
All right, the game, has been in the pipeline for 3 years thus far, and its first presentable demo, which Aspyr staff had been confident in, arrived in late June. A week after this demo was shown to potential developers, Aspyr suddenly and unexpectedly fired those 2 directors. The company felt that the overall progress on the demo had been somewhat unsatisfactory for the amount of time the game had been brewing, that a disproportionate amount of development time was spent on the demo instead of the full game, something that was deemed unsustainable to the current development trajectory.
Okay, so they showed a demo and it was half-assed, essentially, and not...
Or somehow that they showed this demo and they're like, wow, you spent so long working on this?
But isn't demo just a slice of the game, essentially? Again, so ignorance when it comes to designing. I love playing video games. I don't know much about what goes on behind the scenes.
Well, whatever they saw, they thought disproportionately amount of time that this should have apparently must have needed to be better. Like if they looked at that demo and said, you spent 3 years working on this game, this is your demo, really?
That's what I'm assuming the demo is like a slice of the game, and they played this and they're like, so this is what you want the whole game to be, and it took you 3 years to do it. That's not going to work.
No.
Which would explain then why we're going to need another 3 years, right?
We need more time.
Because what they've come up with in 3 years
must not be good enough.
Yeah.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is notably Aspyr Media's first major original project, as the company is known for porting existing titles to other consoles. A few months ago, it was revealed that Saber Interactive, a company owned by Aspyr's parent company, Embracer Group, would be joining to help the project. It is now internally speculated by the Aspyr staff that they may lead the charge entirely after this creative shakeup. For now, the future of the game is uncertain.
Like I said, it's cursed. It's just not meant to be remade.
It's a curse.
Go play the original. Enjoy it for what it is. It still holds up by and large. The story does, absolutely. And, I think the game mechanics might be a little archaic to younger folks, but
that's all
it's just part of the charm, right?
I mean, worst case scenario, you summon up your cheat bot and you make yourself mass level and you get to enjoy a great playthrough. Good story.
It's still a fun game. It's still a great game.
You just run around one-shotting everything, but there's still hours and hours of activities to do, even at max level.
Yeah, like I said, graphically, gameplay-wise, it's an early 2000 game. But the story is timeless.
Solid.
A good story is always going to be a good story. It
Absolutely.
doesn't stop being that no matter what.
That's why I love Fable games.
That's why I love a lot of. That's why I love like Tolkien, for example. Like,
oh gosh, yeah.
You know, he might have wrote that 70, 80 years ago at this point, but it's timeless. You don't need to mess with it. Wink, wink at you, Amazon. All right, let's move on.
All right, next story. New image from Andor, and Diego Luna teases dark tone, a much different Cassian Andor. All right. Andor has been described as a bleak spy thriller that will explore the inner workings of the Rebel Alliance during its most hopeless period. In an interview with Total Film, Diego teased what the series will deliver, including a Cassian Andor fans will not be familiar with. In addition to this, Total Film also released a new image for the series. It's on screen for all of you to enjoy. What sticks out, of course, in this new image is Zan.
Is that from
Zan
Farscape?
from
Anybody who's seen
Farscape,
Farscape, great sci-fi show from
Jim Henson
again the early 2000s.
Yeah,
a lot of puppetry, a lot of
really
practical effects, and some early CGI effects. But again, it's a really good story.
Ben Broder, my first love.
I thought Ewan McGregor was. I think he was.
No. Well, I did like him, but he doesn't hold a candle. I've seen the pictures of the
Obi-Wan poster on your wall.
Doesn't hold a candle to my original love of astronaut John Crichton.
No, if you ever look out of nowhere, random note, but if you're looking for a good sci-fi show, Farscape was exceptional. Again, early 2000s CGI and some of the other things might not hold up by today's standards, but really enjoyable story.
But
timeless.
The alien looks amazing.
Yeah,
though.
a lot of the puppetry and a lot of
I'm talking about the new image.
I'm talking about Farscape still. I loved Farscape, but no, I mean aliens. Yes, please. We don't seem to see enough aliens in Star Wars.
I don't know if this alien's going to be like a big character. I mean,
probably
she's
not.
just working at the bar, getting a drink for Cassian, or if maybe she's part of the information network. That's where they go to
network.
Get. Maybe that's where they go and get information to go on their jobs or whatever the heck they do.
Yeah,
it looks interesting. I love it.
It looks good. I mean, she could be that could be all we see of her is this one clip, or she could be an important character. Who knows? Either way, it's cool to see aliens in Star Wars. I don't know why I have to say that, but it should be a given. Yet sometimes Disney seems to forget we like aliens.
Right. Luna first explained how the new series will essentially be a live-action recreation of the backstory he already imagined for the character while preparing for Rogue One.
Much respect for Diego Luna. That is a true Star Wars fan, but go on.
He says, I had already answered many of the questions that the show answers myself for my process as an actor for Rogue One. Now I have the chance to explore that with showrunner Tony Gilroy, who's an amazing collaborator and beautiful writer. So it sounds like what he thought of in his head, he talked about with the showrunner.
That's great. I mean,
at least elements, if not all of it, was kind of started to be included.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I always appreciate it. It's not necessary. It's not a requirement, but you always do appreciate when the actor actually cares deeply about the material he's going to be or she's going to be acting in. I mean, and I know Diego Luna is a rabid Star Wars fan, so I'm sure he had all kinds of ideas. And slow down. This is only going to be a 2-season thing. We can't explore every corner of it. But I mean,
and then next month, this is what happened to me.
yeah. And then that weekend, I had the worst day ever.
And on my 12th birthday, I got my first blaster.
But I mean, but wouldn't you be the same if you were a Star Wars character? You'd want to map out every moment of your life in the universe too. So.
At Celebration, he did say we practically wouldn't recognize Cassian at the beginning of the series. Speaking to Total Film, he kind of built on that comment, saying that while watching the series, we won't be able to believe he is the same character that gave the rebellion its first victory on in the Battle of Scarif.
I like how much credit he gives himself to. I was responsible for that first victory. I mean, he kind of was. He's not wrong. Yeah. He's not wrong.
Well, if he wouldn't have stepped forward, then he would have. Nobody else might have.
Yeah.
He says that talks about a wounded man. We find him in a place where he's not aware of how capable he is of transforming or being part of change or executing such a sacrifice. But he is the man that comes out from fighting since he was 6 years old.
The classic line.
He's a very interesting, dark, wounded person. You're not going to believe he's capable of what he does in Rogue One. Good! I'm just saying, we shouldn't be seeing a redemption arc of he's bad, but at the end of the series, he's going to be much better. No. I mean, yes, you can go darker and have him maybe
his
step
redemption
up
arc is
from
Rogue
there,
One.
But he has to be that guy who's goes to my secret information supplier and backstabs him.
Yeah, and we see
He
that
has
in
to
Rogue
be
One.
that
That's how
person.
Rogue One starts, and you're like, oh, this just got real
I
quick.
mean, for all we know, he starts even darker than that, or we see him get darker. I mean, but he has to be that person.
Yeah, he should either start as, a normal 6-year-old fighting in a war and progressing to, a darker person. I mean, it has to lead to him essentially just becoming Cassian, becoming the guy we see who will backstab somebody.
The guy who's ready to shoot Jin's father from...
Yeah, exactly. That's who he has to become, or who he has to be. I mean, obviously, you probably want some kind of arc, so you're going to want to start him somewhere that is not there, but yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, judging from his comments, it looks like Andor will essentially be an even darker and hopeless take on the character that has no remorse about killing his contact at the beginning of Rogue One. As revealed during Celebration, the first season will start 5 years before the events of Rogue One, 5 BBY, and cover the first year of that period. The second season, structured in 4 3-episode arcs, will cover the other 4 years. Andor Season 1 will premiere on Disney Plus with 2 episodes on August 31st. Season 2 starts filming in October.
Excellent. Like I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for this one. It sounds like this could be
here.
there. Yeah, I understand it's a character people are like, I don't really care about Andor, and yes, we already know where this story ends, which is a big problem. But please, just be something. I don't know, be something a little different and gritty, and let's get in there, and let's watch the formation of the rebellion through this guy's eyes.
All right, last story today. Pedro Pascal and Katie Sackhoff describe the next steps in their character's journey for Mandalorian Season 3. Okay, so we know Mandalorian Season 3 is in post-production right now, and while we don't know many details about the adventure, Lucasfilm revealed a trailer during Celebration that stunned the crowd that is not officially available online. But officially,
quote unquote.
But from the descriptions released since, we can kind of connect some dots. It looks like after reuniting with Grogu, Mando will face off against bo-katan, who's desperate to get Darksaber back. As part of the new issue, Total Film magazine spoke with both actors, kind of about their characters' arcs in the new season of Mando. The footage shown at Celebration teased that Din will be leading a group of other Mandalorians at some point in Season 3, and when asked about this, Pascal said, "If he is stepping into a leadership position, he's reluctant to do so. I don't think that there's anything more interesting than a character being forced into discovering what they're capable of and who they are. That part has been really, really fun. Also, from my point of view, there's so many searchable ways to find the tonality of that. I just try to achieve the subtleties of that kind of character development." Mando leading Mando.
Yeah, he's got the Darksaber, right? I mean, that should be enough to get him some followers.
Sorry, I'm imagining here's Mando's Instagram.
I was just going to say,
he's got pictures of him with the Darksaber, and all of a sudden other Mandos will pop up. Follow.
Yes. Mando 212 is now following you. Yes. Cool helmeted Mando is now your follower. Yes.
Just get a picture of him with the Darksaber up there, and all of a sudden all the other Mandos are like, follow him.
Star Wars would be so much easier if they just had Instagram, right? That's how Palpatine could have amassed the biggest following in history or something and taken over the galaxy that way. I feel we reimagined the prequels. That's what it would be.
It'll be interesting to see Mando being a leader because he's not been a leader. He's been a dad. Yes. And he's been a follower. He's been a bounty hunter and a mercenary type guy.
Yeah. He's been a loner, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, he worked with a group a couple of times, but apparently never ended well.
No.
All right. Let's move on. Sackhoff said the following about where her character is at the beginning of the season. "Anytime you have a goal and you don't succeed, I think you reevaluate."
I thought you try again, but...
No.
Not if you're a Mandalorian.
If you're calculating, you reevaluate.
All right.
If you're a 5-year-old, you try again.
Come on. Yoda would not like that saying. What do you mean try again? There is no try.
Again, try.
Jeez.
We don't know what the consequences of her reevaluation are yet, but the trailer revealed she's going to share some scenes with Grogu. She even asks him, "Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?" So about these scenes, Sackhoff said, "It's funny because you always have to think about how you're interacting with Grogu. It's so specific. You have to make sure that you're not doing anything that says something different. Every single thing, every single interaction with Grogu is very thought out." Suppose you don't want to imply things when you're talking to Grogu, you know? Because then immediately the fandom jumps on and like, did she just say this about Grogu? Was this what was implied? You instead you're very deliberate.
Grogu believes this confirmed. You can see the headlines now.
She implied Grogu was a such and such, or Grogu could do this, or I don't know. That's a very interesting thing to say, that you have to be careful about your interactions with Grogu.
Well, you do. He's an expensive puppet.
He's an expensive puppet who will force choke you.
Yeah. What if he's not a puppet? That's the secret. You got to be careful with your interactions with Grogu because he's real.
Because he's real.
He will force choke you if he gets pissed.
So we have about 6 months to go before Mandalorian Season 3 arrives. It's supposed to be targeting February next year. Anticipation already through the roof. More content and interviews with the cast and crew will be coming in the months ahead.
Could Grogu possibly be like that baby movie where it's like he's like a gangster or whatever?
Oh,
and he's got like, as soon as the camera stops rolling, he's got like the gruff voice, and he's like.
You're talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Maybe, yeah, but there was also a movie, Baby Boss or something, Boss Baby, something like that. There was. I didn't see it, but
I'd rather think
he
about
just acts like a cute baby, and then
Baby Helmet from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, who the minute they're done filming, he's like, "Where's my cigar?"
Yeah, exactly. That's Grogu.
Still wearing his diaper. Where's my cigar? I need my smokes. You're like, okay, baby.
But no, I am obviously, hopes are high for Mando season 3. First 2 seasons, excellent. Like, love bo-katan from Clone Wars.
Baby Herman.
Baby Herman?
Baby Herman. Sorry, I'm still thinking about Roger Rabbit.
And it should be interesting, right? A little rivalry, a little fighting there between bo-katan and Mando. Is that what we should expect out of season 3?
Maybe.
Because she wants to win the darksaber the right way. She doesn't want it handed to her again. Like,
so every time that they go to fight, he should just be like, "Here, I'll give it to you." And she'll be like, "Dang it!
Stop! You can't.
Stop trying to hand it to me." And he's like, "No, man, I'll just give it to you." And she's like, "No, we have to fight." And he's like, "No, I'll just give it to you."
I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to put it here.
I won't fight you. I'm just going to give it to you. That's the best way never to lose power. Every time someone's like, "I will challenge you for the saber," you're like, "Just take it, man."
No, I'm going to give it to you. You can't.
I'll forfeit.
I'm going to kill you. No, just take the saber.
I'm just going to forfeit.
So you're going to kill me after I try to hand you the saber? Is that honorable? Is that anybody going to follow you for doing that?
No, because you can't have it just given to you. And you're like, always have like a video camera right there. Like, I'm just going to give it to you. And everyone's like, oh man, our leader's badass. Look at them. Look at them. They're never going to leave in power because no one can figure out how to get past them. They're on their deathbed. They're like, I'll just give you the saber.
No, don't say that.
Don't say that. At least turn it on. Let's fight.
Why did you say that name? Sorry, this is going off the rails.
Sorry.
No, I think if you make it this far, you should get the weird, I don't even know what it is, the weirdness at the end of a lot of videos.
Yeah, well, we start getting off topic.
Yep. Yeah. Which means that's all we got for you this time.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I think they're just as thankful as we are. So take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any of today's news. Tell us what you think about the KOTOR remake. Is this ever going to happen? Is this game just cursed to never be remade? Should it not be remade in the first place, maybe? Why are you making like Admiral Akbar fish lips at me? What is going on? It's a trap! Anyway, leave your comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.